Where's my money, bitch?
Waited as long as I could to watch this episode just because I knew once I watched it, it would be over. But all good things must come to an end. Hey, it's me from the future timeline. Can't you tell? Because I'm in black and white now. Get it? No, but seriously, I just put my review together and I realized that I didn't really give a real appreciation or my thoughts for Better Call Saul overall, or just the Breaking Bad universe. So before we get into the review, I'm just going to do that briefly. I think that Peter and Vince should be teaching writing schools, drama schools, whatever, to show people how it's done. I think anybody who's, before they write a drama TV show, should be forced to watch Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, El Camino, all of it, to see how it's done. The writing, the dialogue, the acting, the just the beautiful care that they put into every shot with what they show and what it means is just nothing less than masterful. I really don't think that I'll ever see another show or universe as well accomplished as this one in my entire lifetime. The fact that Better Call Saul was able to live up to Breaking Bad and be up there with it and keep up with that is just unbelievable to me. And furthermore, this show was made primarily, I want to say, out of passion and not for just money, like most shows are. And I think that's largely why it's so successful, and that comes through, and it shows. All right, back to the review. We open up with a scene with Mike and Jimmy talking, reflecting on life. A lot of that going on throughout this episode. But yeah, I love this scene, really well acted, really deep, great dialogue. And I also really love the way it calls back to El Camino, the same way Mike and Jesse were talking by the water. Yeah, it just does something nice for my OCD to have. Better Call Saul, his last episode. Last you see is Saul open up with Mike and Jimmy talking, and then El Camino open up with Jesse and Mike talking. And then the show almost gives me a fucking heart attack, in a good way, with the tension with Jimmy trying to evade the police. Does a good job with little things like the tires spinning in the snow. You see the reflection of the cops in the window. Beautiful shot. Even the choppers are after Saul. I mean, this shit's serious. They really want him. Yeah, and I love how it all comes down to him getting caught trying to get his disposable phones together, that he's always messing with. And yeah, he gets caught in the trash, super embarrassing. As Marie will point out later, super awesome to see her. Then we get to see him in the police station. To be honest, I kind of would have wanted to see a little bit more of this, him getting arrested and all of that. But yeah, of course, they only have so much time in the episode. And the good thing about Better Call Saul and all of that, of course, is the series does know when to end. So it doesn't overstay its welcome. But I would have liked to see a little bit more of the cops being like, oh, holy shit, we just caught Saul Goodman, which they kind of were. They were on their computer, like, looking at him. And I like that. And so I thought it was funny. He was still worried about his job at the Cinnabon, maybe just for appearances. I was wondering at a certain point, like, is he gonna pretend to still be Gene? Like, be like, oh no, that's not me. I'm not him. But no, we didn't really get to see anything like that. But we did get to see whenever he gets the idea to call up his lawyer, which I like. He has his crawl space moment, like legit, just like Walt in Breaking Bad, whenever he's like going crazy and underneath the house. And Jimmy has that moment when he's in jail and hysterically laughing. Great job by Bob Odenkirk. And then we get to see Marie, which I said was super awesome. I wish that this part of the episode was in color, just so I can see if she was actually in purple or not, because she's always all about that purple. But I'm sure she was. Anyway, but it was great that they added her in here, because in Breaking Bad, her story definitely felt like kind of pushed to the background or cut too short. I wanted to see her get some type of justice, or just see how her life was after Breaking Bad or something. And you definitely feel bad for her, and I want her to get this justice. So I'm super glad that they added her in for this part. Super sad to see her describing Hank and Gomi. And talking about how Hank would have always been there for you with a joke. She said Hank was one of the kindest people, the kindest person she ever met. I gotta call bullshit on that though, because I know in like season 4, somewhere around in there, Hank was such an asshole to her. And it was interesting to me to see that Marie is still mad at Walt. I mean, I would have assumed that she was, but I just always wondered how her and Skyler's relationship played out. If she forgave Walt because she wasn't always didn't always hate Walt, if she eventually sympathized with him, but still hated what happened to Hank. But no, she still does think of Walt as a monster. So that was interesting to hear. We also get to hear it's only been 2 years since Breaking Bad. Maybe this was common knowledge for most people, but I feel like it's probably been a lot longer. But yeah, Gene wasn't in hiding for very long, I guess. He rose to manager very quickly at the Cinnabon. Anyway, very smart for Saul to play the victim card, as we all suspected, and turn it on Walt and Jesse like he was just a victim. Yeah, why wouldn't he play that card? I was just kind of confused later on whenever he gets off of everything scot-free. Pretty much, and he was just going to have to serve 7 years. I was unsure why he kind of turned around and decided to confess to everything. I guess it's a nice thing for his overall story to regress from all the way from Gene back into Saul and then back into Jimmy, kind of go backwards. But at the same time, I was just kind of confused. It was just lost upon me why he decided to do that. Was it because Kim turned herself in and he thought I should too, and do the right thing? Yeah, I'm not sure. And I was so glad to see Walt again. I really only expected seeing a Breaking Bad character like Walt or Jesse just one time, but they've really went over the top and spoiled us and got them in here in every little chance that they can get. Seems like they use this scene kind of as an opportunity to tread back on some things in Breaking Bad. Did Walt feel bad whenever he thought that he got Jesse killed? And they kind of allude to that in one scene where Walt looks down at Jesse's watch whenever Saul's talking to him about some of his regrets. And then also, I guess it's probably just something funny that the writers thought about, as smart as Walt is, why didn't he just go to a lawyer about the gray matter case and try to get the money that he was owed? It seems like they were just kind of poking fun at one of their own sort of plot holes there, which I can always appreciate. It was a really deep line to have Walt tell Jimmy, so you were always like this, because we never really got the sense that Saul ever opened up about his life as Jimmy to Walt and Jesse throughout Breaking Bad. So yeah, this was really nice to see that. Oh, he kind of did, and Walt did kind of get a little bit of backstory that he was always like this. Then we get a scene with Chuck. Did not expect that either. And just another theme that they played through all the flashbacks in this episode, with Mike, with Walt, and with Chuck. If Jimmy could go back, time machine, what would he do different? Really deep. I'm surprised the name of this episode wasn't Time Machine, actually. Also, side note, the scene with Chuck whenever Jimmy's talking about him in the courtroom, super deep whenever he basically feels like he was the one who got his brother killed and admits it. And also when he's talking about him, I love the way the exit sign, the hum of electricity, because Chuck had his electricity sickness or whatever he thought. So then in the end, I kind of want to brag on myself just a little. My prediction video wasn't 100% correct, but Jimmy is well liked in prison because he was Saul Goodman famous. His whole Cinnabon skills came useful to him because he's cooking dough or something in the prison. And then at the very end, I feel like people probably would have wanted this conversation between Kim and Jimmy to go on longer, this last talk. But at the same time, since this is one of the last scenes, you don't really want a lot of filler dialogue in here. You want your last lines to be impactful, so that's definitely what they were going for. And also at this point, what more did Jimmy and Kim have to say to each other, And also, I gotta appreciate they did the shot. I'm not sure exactly where this shot comes from with Jimmy and Kim smoking a cigarette, but I've seen it before in a promo image or a poster from the show, but I know it was a part of one episode. So yeah, that was super cool that they called back to that. Yeah, also the finger bang at the end. Yeah, super sad, the finger bang at the end. I'm sorry, that didn't sound right, did it? Yeah, overall this episode was great. It delivered on everything that I wanted it to, Jimmy getting sentenced to prison. That way we get, Jimmy, the jail ending, Jesse, the escape ending, and Walt, the dead ending. It's not a completely tragic ending either because Jimmy didn't really deserve that entirely. 10 out of 10, perfect. They definitely stuck the landing. Not that I had any doubts that they would. That's pretty much what I thought of the episode. Let me know what you thought about it. Also, let me know now that this show's over, what's another show that you're watching that you really enjoy. And maybe I'll consider checking it out, covering it on the channel. I already do a couple other different shows, so subscribe if you're interested. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's over.